All right, hello and welcome to one more episode of Care Nation, where we bring some amazing personalities, people who have come out of their comfort zone, people who are seeing success and living their dream every single day. So let's join hands as Namaste and welcome one of the really upcoming and brilliant Indian superstar in comedy Wala Amar. Hi Amar, how are you doing?
Hi Dave, I'm good, doing good. Thank you. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. I've seen some of your videos on YouTube and you're doing fantastic job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you like them.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So Amar is based out of Gurgaon and he's just joined us for quick 20 minutes today. So let's just quickly dive into it, right? So Amar, we want to know who Amar is right now and what made you come out of your comfort zone. So if you can just tell us a little bit your story that you were working with some corporate, you quit your job and now you're doing comedy full time where still there are a lot of people who are still yet to see comedy as a full time and they're still hesitant to come out of their comfort zone. So if you can just share some light on who you really were before and who you are now, what made you that shift, so it'll be really helpful.
Yeah, sure, Dave. So I'm actually an MBA from SP Jan, Singapore, Dubai. It's actually called SP Jan School of Global Management. I've worked for 8 to 9 years in the corporate world, and 3 years before MBA, used to work with a call center. I didn't actually have a calling process. It was called Vertex. We had an email customer service process for a website called lastminute.com. So I worked there 3 years after I went for my MBA, and I worked with an airline company. I lost my job. Then I worked in an advertising agency. Then I worked in the market research industry for a few years. So I worked for about 9 years before I quit my job in 2015 January. And ever since I quit my job, I've been writing. I've been doing stand-up comedy. So yeah, I worked for 8 to 9 years, so I know the other side of the fence. Yeah. So when I quit, it's been about 3 years now. I've been without a job, and I'm just doing stuff that I enjoy. I'm trying to entertain people, trying to inspire them. That's what I'm doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you get a lot of elder people to tell you, beta, real job le lo, find a real job? Did you have people telling you that?
Yeah, frankly, they still tell that. I mean, they can't understand the fact that I quit my job, and I'm doing stuff which makes sense to me, because people trying to tell you what happiness means to them, and they want to impose it on you somehow. But you have to follow what your gut tells you, what your instinct tells you, and do things because they make sense to you. Because eventually, you are the person who can feel what's right for you.
Yeah, yeah, no, I completely agree. And if somebody would have said that, I'm doing comedy full time, even few years back then, people there still laughed, and there are still millions of people still think that doing a full time comedy is not a professional career, which is it's actually a hard thing. So why don't you share some light as to what kind of challenges did you face and what made okay what was the life changing moment that, hey, I think I am good at this, or this is something I would want to do as a full time. What made you do that?
I actually my first interaction with stand-up comedy was way back in 2010. At that point, I was working with a digital marketing agency called Web Chutney, and there's a friend of mine, Sayak, and he took me to an open mic where Papa CJ was performing, and he took the stage for 10-15 minutes, and he enthralled the audience with his jokes, with his interaction. I mean, I'm still a fan of Papa CJ. And I think he's amazing. So when I saw that was happening, I mean, something triggered within me that this is amazing, and this is something you can just get on stage, you can make so many people happy. That was the first time I thought I could I would want to do stand-up comedy. But then I was in a job. Then I had an education loan to pay. So it took a few years to pay off the education loan. With the job, I struggled to go for open mics. I struggled to make time for writing jokes. So it took many years to reach a point where I was like, dude, I can't do it with the job. So I had to make time for it so that I could attend open mics, write material, uh, and build material, it takes a lot of effort, and it does take a lot of your time. You finding doing it with the job, people who can do it with the job, there's still people who do it with the job, but they can do it if the jobs are flexible, if the timings are flexible, and if their bosses are nice people, which is a rarity in this world. So yeah, so I reached a point where I realized that I can't do it with the job. I
Mhm.
tried, so then I had to quit.
Okay, well, that's awesome, and I can completely relate to things that you said, that having the student loan, focusing on MBAs, and then then keep paying that loan for long.
Yeah, yeah. MBA is like that. It puts you in. It makes you. It make. I mean, like you have to pay the loan for so many years. And I mean, I did an MBA at a point where I thought MBA was the best thing to do with my life. But if you ask me now, I wouldn't recommend MBA to a lot of people.
Well, that's a very interesting aspect that you just touched upon, because a lot of people, a lot of my followers, they reach out to me and say, "Hey, Dave, I'm doing an MBA, or I've done an MBA. What is the future? What can I
Yeah,
do?" So, what would you recommend
yeah.
people who are in their comfort zone, who are working 9 to 5, but they have not taken that decision because their family have actually invested money on them, or they probably borrowed the loan or something? What is it that you will advise them? What is it that they should do to come out of their comfort zone and live their passion?
Well, first of all, they need to figure out what the passion is. Now, no, 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 no. I have a simple definition for passion. Your passion is something you cannot not do. You have to do it. I mean, you would do it for free. You would actually pay people to do it. I
Uh,
mean, if it's something that you have to do, your instinct, your something inside you tells you that you have to do it. That's your passion. You'll actually pay to do it. That you love it so much. And once you've figured what that thing is for you, then it's important to figure out how to do that. Then try and convince your family. I'll be careful by saying that they have to be, because it's not easy. People have to figure out how to get out of the comfort zone because there's money involved, right? There are a lot of people who figure out their passion at different stages of life. If they're married, they have a loan to pay. So if you are in a situation where you are in a job and you have your responsibilities, maybe try and do it with the job for a while till you reach a point where you think the money will come and you will be able to live off your passion, uh, uh, and take care of your responsibilities as well. So it's a sticky balance. It's a difficult balance to strike. But then I will not recommend to anyone to give up on their passion, because once you've figured out what your passion is, that's what you need to do with your life. I mean, that's what who you are, that's what you're born to do. There is no reason, once you figure out what your passion is, what you love to do, there is no reason not to do it. There's absolutely no reason.
No, I completely agree with you, Amar, and brilliantly put together that you first need to figure out what your passion is. Half of the time, people don't even know what they're passionate about. They go to job, why? Because everybody else is going to. They go and do MBA, why? Because everybody is doing it.
Yeah.
And they do it basically for the sake of money and the career. Whereas
Yes.
if they take a pause and then they think about, hey, what is it that I need to do with my life? What am I really passionate about? Then you would get unlimited energy. And you brilliantly said that passion is something that you will do it for free. Even you will pay money and you'll
Yes.
say, hey, I need to do this because this is something my passion. I think that's a brilliant way of anybody figuring out what they're really passionate about. And yes, they're most of the people, they're working people, they have family to support, they cannot really quit the job. So parallelly, guys, do what Amar has done or do what others are doing. Don't just quit on your passion. Keep working parallelly. Work on your basic necessities. It's stupid to leave completely everything and then start from scratch where you don't have food to eat, right? So you need to parallelly work on your passion. If you're really passionate about that, you will do it because we have enough time in the day. We complain and crib that, hey, I don't have time. A lot of people, Amar, a lot of people come and tell me that, hey, Dave, I don't have time to work out. Dude, everybody has time. It's just that, have you committed to doing that? And if you have, then you will figure out the time.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree. I agree. I mean, the thing is, for example, I work out, and I mean, I read that like many years back that a week has 168 hours. So 24 hours a day and 7 days a week is 168 hours. I mean, that's a lot of hours in a week. And what you need to commit to working out is, let's say, even if you do half an hour a day, that's 3.5 hours a week out of 168 hours. That's nothing. That's
Yes.
absolutely nothing for your health.
So true, so true. Very well put, very well put. So tell me, Amar, after you made a decision from, quitting your corporate life, I think, how old are you? You in 30s?
Yeah, I'm 36.
Oh, really? I couldn't have not guessed.
That's the only good thing about my life right now.
I'm sure there are other good things as well. So a lot of people, they reach out to me and say, "Hey, Dave, I'm already in 30s. I don't think the time is there, and I think time has passed where I can follow my passion." Look, if there's one thing, and I'm sure there are a lot of things that you can learn from this interview, but if there's one thing that you want to take out of this is, if Amar can do it, if I can do it, so can you, right? I'm also 35, so if we can do in 30s, if Colonel Sanders can do it doing during his 60s to build KFC by failing so many times, I think everybody can do it. So it's never too late. It's just that you need to start aligning your thoughts towards your passion. So Amar, tell me, what challenges did you face when you were deciding to move full time in your comedy career? Did you even face any? If you did, what were those challenges and how did you overcome it?
There are tons of challenges. For example, when I quit my job, I was 34 years. I was 30, 33, 34 when I quit my job. Now, at this age, most of my friends are settled in their jobs. They have their stable jobs. They have kids. They have their families. And I'm not married right now. And my parents would rather expect me to get married at 33, 34
Yeah.
and get on with life, and I quit my job. So basically, my father hasn't still accepted it. Frankly, I still haven't been able to convince my father that what I'm doing it because it makes sense to me. Now the challenges largely are the cultural stereotypes. Now the cultural stereotypes means you have to get married at a certain age. You have to have a job at a certain age. You have to have kids at a certain age. Those are the challenges. Now if we have to break those challenges, we have to figure out the courage to break those stereotypes. That if because when you actually realize your passion, you could be any age. You could be 30, you could be 40, you could be 20, you could be 10, you could be 60. You could be any age. So age does not matter. We have to understand that if you have to really live our passion, age does not matter. Because if you figure out your passion at, let's say, 40 years of age, you have kids, but you figure out this is something you love to do, there's no reason why you figure out at a certain age. But once you figure out, you have to figure out how to manage your time around that. You have to manage your kids. You have to figure out how you can make time to go and perform. Let's say if you figured that you want to perform, you want to play the guitar, right? You have to make time to play the guitar. You have to go to open mics where you can play guitar in front of people. So age does not matter. I want to say this loud and clear that age is immaterial. Because a lot of people say that 20s is your youth, which is bullshit. Youth
Mhm.
is not about youth is not about number. Youth is an attitude. If you carry an attitude that says that age does not matter, and you'll do things because you believe in them, and you realize something a certain age, as long as you're doing what you love, you're excited about your life. That's what youth is. The main challenges that I think most people face are because of how old they are. That's what they need to break.
Awesome. I think beautiful thoughts. I think that I've done so many Care Nation interviews, and I think this topic has really come up today. And I'm glad that we're discussing this. And I think I completely agree. Age is just a number. If you need to start, you need to start now, and you can figure out time. If it is really important to you, you need to figure out time. So excellent, excellent. So I'm sure your family is still after you. Beta, shadi kar lo.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, they are after me to get married, and most likely it'll happen as well. I mean, the thing is, because the way I look at marriage, right, is that marriage has to be organic. Marriage has to be with the flow of life. The problem with a lot of Indians is that we force fit marriage into our lives. We force fit marriage because we are 27, 28. 29, age is passing by. A lot of girls have a lot of pressure to get married before 30 years of age. Dude,
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is, if you haven't found the right partner, why do you want to force fit marriage into your life?
yeah.
It's pointless. I mean, it has to be a process which happens because you love someone, right? And that person adds value to your life. You add value to that person's life. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I think we have few minutes out of the scheduled time. So tell us something about Amar's daily habits. Like what is it that you do to keep yourself motivated? Because it's a tough job. Comedy is a serious business, right? A lot of people don't understand this. Not everybody can do comedy. So what do you do when when the chips are down or when you don't feel like doing it? Either because of maybe health or mindset. What is it that you do with your mind? How do you tune your mind to make sure that you keep going and keep hustling?
I believe that mind and body are entwined. Okay, so it's important for me to take care of my body, to have a healthy mind, because a healthy mind rests in a healthy body, and a healthy body goes along with a healthy mind. So I take care of myself. I work out every day almost. I work out at least 5 to 6 days a week, and because I work out, it keeps my mind lighter. I try to think, not just, yeah, there are times when I'm down, frankly. There are times when the days are not good. I mean, I have to remind myself that what I'm doing it because I love it. You have to love the process. I mean, the most important thing is that if you love the process, you will figure out ways to ways to get back, bounce back, because a lot of people are stuck to the destination. They will set a goal and they're like, once I reach the destination, I'll be happy. That's not the way life works. The way life works is when we love the process, we love the routine, we love the daily grind. So it's when you love the daily grind, when a lot of times when, let's say, I bomb on the stage, I feel really awful about it. But then I think about the times when I did really well. You have to get back, because if you look at life as a movie, and if you look at past as a movie also, if you want to feel good about it, right, you have to play the good parts of your life. I mean, the shitty parts will be there, right, but you want to feel good. You want to remind yourself that you did well and you can do well. That's how you bounce back up.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you remember any incident where things were not good, but you had to literally pull yourself up and say, "No, we need to get through this."
Yeah, I mean, I've had so many of them. I like throughout, when I quit my job the first year, most of the year I bombed at the stage. I mean, I would tell myself, maybe I shouldn't be doing it.
Hmm.
But then I would get up, write new jokes, and hit the stage again and again. The thing is, the thing about failure is that you are not a failure until you accept that you are a failure. So only when you accept that and you give up, that's when you're a failure. Because if you fall down and you get up, there's nobody who can stop you. There's nobody who can stop you if you get up. And because only when you accept you failed, that's when you fail. Nobody can fail you otherwise. You're the only person who can actually fail you.
Wow, beautiful thoughts. Beautiful thoughts. That you can never fail, and especially when you're following your passion. If you're persisting, you can never fail. If you accept the failure, and that's about it. But brilliantly put, Amar. Brilliantly put. I love what you're doing on comedy, and I hope someday I will get to see you live performing as well. And you're really inspiring. And not only just you quit your job, your corporate career, you come out of rat race, but you have a brilliant thought process as well. So I think extreme good learning for all the Care Nation community today. I think we are up on the time, but I just want to thank you, Amar, and I'm going to leave the link of your YouTube channel in the description below. So people, guys, if you have not checked out Amar's stand-up comedy shows, I highly recommend you do that. His flavor is really amazing. His punch on the corporate life is really, really interesting, because most of us we have seen the corporate life. So for many of us, it's really interesting. So I think you will really enjoy that. Thank you so much for your time. And is there any other place that you would want people to follow you apart from YouTube?
Well, I have a Facebook page as well. It's called Comedy Wala Amar itself. So yeah, so I'm all across social media, and I'm on Instagram and Twitter as Amarvani, AMARNENEE.
Awesome, awesome. I'm gonna leave all the links in the description below. Guys, check out Amar's content. It's brilliant. Thank you so much, Amar, for taking time and inspiring thousands of Care Nation community. I wish you good luck and stay in touch.
Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you for your time.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you've tuned into this show for the first time, I want to remind you that this show is for us. This is our show where we bring the brilliant personalities. We have done interviews with multi-millionaires like Giancarlo Barraza, Dan Locke, Evan Carmichael, and Tony J. Hughes, and we have tons and tons of interviews coming up in future. Okay, so if you want to learn how to stay motivated, if you learn how to sell yourself, how if you want to learn how to build your social media presence, your brand, I recommend that you subscribe to this channel. And the question of the day: what is it that you're really passionate about and you would really persist to achieve that no matter what? Okay, I want to hear, what are you really passionate about? Leave it in the comment box below. Tell it to the whole world, this is my passion and this is what I love doing. And I will be happy to look at those comments. And if you like this video, if you want us to keep doing these videos more, just like this video. And this is your friend Dave Gadhvi, who is committed in helping, looking to inspire and empower 10 million people. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to YouTube channel for exciting content. Stay tuned. All right, take care. Thank you. Have a nice day.